Good morning. I'm Andy Myers at Weiss Research.
I'm Jen Amos, and this is your morning market alert for Thursday, March 17th. Stocks on Wall Street are set to rebound from yesterday's heavy losses, which pushed the S&P 500 and NASDAQ Composite into negative territory for 2011. Traders are taking their cues from Europe, where the markets are solidly higher, ahead of an emergency meeting of Group of 7 officials tonight. Japan's finance minister will explain the country's response to the earthquake, and European investors hope the G7 will cooperate to settle the markets. However, the Asian markets finished lower today in nervous trading. Tokyo's Nikkei 225 index lost about 1.5%, following a 6% gain yesterday.
U.S. investors are also reacting to a slew of economic data, including reports on consumer prices, jobless claims, and industrial production. We'll bring you all those numbers after the opening bell. Of course, the global markets are still keeping a close eye on Japan, where officials are struggling to avert a nuclear catastrophe. Helicopters are spraying water on the Daiichi plant that was damaged by last week's earthquake. Without enough power to provide cooling, exposed nuclear fuel rods at the plant have been heating up, and several explosions have caused radiation leaks. Japan's Nuclear Safety Agency said power cables from an outside source may offer a better chance of cooling the reactors.
Asian investors seem to be taking a wait-and-see approach to the latest efforts at the nuclear plant. But the worldwide rush to safety continues to boost both the yen and the U.S. dollar. Right now, the greenback is recovering some ground against the Japanese currency after hitting a post-war low of about 76 yen. But the dollar is rising against most other major currencies because it still represents a relatively safe haven for investors. Gold is also gaining ground today, now trading back above $1,400 an ounce. And crude oil is surging to $100 a barrel once again, on renewed concerns that supplies may be threatened by escalating violence in Libya and Bahrain.
On the corporate front, FedEx may see heavy trading. Quarterly profit at the shipping company fell by $8 million, and adjusted earnings missed Wall Street estimates. FedEx also lowered its outlook for the full year because of higher fuel costs. But revenue rose 11%, and the company's forecast for the current quarter was better than analysts expected. That's pushing FedEx shares up more than 4% in the pre-market. Rival UPS is also sharply higher. After today's closing bell, Nike is set to release its quarterly results. And finally, keep an eye on the technology sector today. Several big players in that industry, including Apple, Qualcomm, Nvidia, and JDS Uniphase, are bouncing back after yesterday's big declines. That's the latest from Weiss Research. We'll be back after the opening bell with all the economic data and market reaction.